Hello and welcome back to Hot Take here on No Bullshit, where we review the latest movies and give you our hot take on them. Today we're talking about the latest Oscar bait movie from Ryan Gosling called First Man. This serious, realistic biopic story tells the tale of Neil Armstrong, the first man to land on the moon. A man who's got his own tragic backstory, which you'll find out in this movie. But does this film hold up? And did the whole American flag controversy ruin it, like many thought a few weeks back when that popped up? We're going to talk about that today and more here on Hot Take. In short, yes, this movie does hold up. It's a well-done, dramatic, heart-wrenching tale about Neil Armstrong, his family, and the first landing on the moon for America. You have to admit, it's a really well-done movie, well-crafted, good drama that could possibly win some Oscars. I wouldn't be surprised. The story is good, the cinematography is great, and it's also got some really good actors. Not only is Ryan Gosling the lead, but he's supported by a bunch of other really good cast members. With all that praise out of the way, though, this movie's definitely not for everyone. Definitely not my favorite type of movie, to say the least. It's a very serious movie that's dramatic and has a lot of tearjerker moments. There's deaths, there's funerals, and there's a lot of sad parts to it. And it's definitely got that Oscar baity angle where it's trying to pull at your heartstrings. It's also a very long movie at a whopping 2 hours and 20 minutes that actually feels its length at a few times. Now, I never felt bored per se, and the story did keep me hooked, but it did feel a little dragged out. And the pacing was very slow, but that's the way they wanted the movie after all. Also, for me personally, the movie was a little too serious. There was zero humor to it. Not to say they should cram some jokes in there, but it was really dry, really serious, and really tense. That brings us to the story summary for this movie. The story summary for First Man basically goes like this. It's following around Neil Armstrong. He's this engineer turned pilot turned astronaut that's coming up in the 60s. The movie starts all the way back around 61, where he's piloting some orbiting aircrafts before they were even trying to go on the moon, and eventually Armstrong makes his way to the first Apollo mission that goes to the moon. Now there's a lot that happens in between there. Most of it's the story of him training and figuring that out, and also dealing with some tragedies within his family. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil it here, but he does have a tragic backstory. Some people are dying, a lot of people he works with, family dies, and it's really sad, and he's got to deal with that while also dealing with training for his mission and getting his crew to the moon and back. It's pretty much what you'd expect for this story. I think the best way to explain it is it's kind of the story of Neil Armstrong. It doesn't tell his whole life story, just this part of it, but it's a good, intense part of his life. In the 60s, he began training as a pilot, and by 1969, he ends up on the moon. All in all, First Man was good, but it wasn't a very fun movie. Not great for me, definitely not my style. I prefer something more humorous, more enjoyable, more popcorn movies, but this was a good attempt at a serious, dramatic, intense tale. And I would be surprised if it won some Oscars, but do you like Oscar movies? That's up to you. Not very much fun here, just a straightforward drama, which many will like, and if you're a fan of Ryan Gosling, I definitely would check it out. With all that said, let's go ahead and bring out the hot take meter. I'll easily give First Man 2.5 flames out of 5. That's right below 3. It would have been a 3 if it had a little more humor to it, a little more excitement, if it wasn't as dull to me. It also is not a 2. It's not a bad movie. It's very well crafted. It looks amazing. The acting is well done. The characters are good. Picture looks good. I saw it in IMAX. It had an excellent picture. But again, I prefer something a little more fun, so this might be more my taste. But if you like dramatics, if you like serious Oscar bait movies, then it might be for you. And also, if you're a fan of Ryan Gosling, or if you're a big fan of astronauts and space exploration, this tells a good story of it. It shows a good view of stuff going on in the 60s, seeing the old technology, seeing some of the current events going on around this Apollo mission. So that's very interesting as well. So from a historical standing, it is very cool too. And that's why I was still interested, and I didn't give it such a low rating. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Hot Take, guys. We'll be back next week to talk about the latest movie. Also, don't forget to check out No Bullshit on Minds.com. I got a new account on there, and I'm going to upload some alternative content, so make sure you check it out, minds.com/nobullshit. Thanks for your time today. We'll see you guys next time.